Today we're going to be spawning in on the Temple of Purgation. Now straight away I'm going to let you guys know I am in solo queue, and it would appear none of these gamers do have Decisive Strike, which can be both a beauty and a curse to kill it. Oh wait, never mind, one of them does, or it was a killer coming in. It just appeared late. Alright, what do we know? We've got 3 people spawned right together, including myself, and we are stacking on a generator. The good news is the gen will get done quick because we have Prove Thyself in the bottom right, and we're going to get a lot of blood points for this as well. The bad news is we're all together and we're versing a Hag. Hag is one of the harder killers to verse in solo queue because of how solo queue players play. Now we know she's got Ruin based on the fact that Jen is already regressing herself when she hits somebody. Now she saw 3 people there, she at least saw 2. Keeping in mind the Hag does have a lower field of view. She moves at 110% movement speed as well. I don't know where the other guy went. I thought he'd come back and work on this generator. It was so close to being Piers on the generator, I just couldn't hear him. He was on the other side. Alright, we'll get the generator done. We're going to run through the middle of the map. Now the way you beat a Hag is you either have somebody chasing them setting off their prep, or you do split pressure and get the Jennies done in the middle of the map, forcing her around wider rotation, much like you'd treat a Huntress. You know, if a Huntress has to take longer pathing with line of sight, things blocking her, it's going to hurt her a lot. So we want to get these gens done near the middle. I'm not sure if I want to get the gen done downstairs just yet. I'm a little nervous knowing that she has Ruin. She can force me off the gen, and then it will regress at ×2 rate at 0.6% per second, which can be very painful for me. If nobody else is near the generator. So I don't want that to happen. The good news is she's chasing the injured person. The better news is we've got one person who's still unaccounted for. They could be on a generator themselves working on something. That would be phenomenal. And I can see movement in the middle of the map from the Hag. And then you have the other full health player that could have went and worked on something else, the Lori. So right now there are 2 people that could be doing 2 different things. I'm about to get information through a perk called Kindred in the bottom right hand corner. Now with a bit of bad luck, 2 people will be going for the save. With a bit of good luck, nobody will go for the save. They'll complete their gen, and then they'll walk in towards the save. I got Lori with me on this gen. I don't know what she did the last 40 seconds, but the important thing is she's here now. 1 trap under the hook, noted. Wasn't a faster prep either. She's only 110% movement speed. Looks like 2 traps under the hook. She's really looking for the prep. Now's a good time for that guy to go in for the save. She's looking at 3 traps under the hook. This is good. This shows me that this Hag isn't comfortable in her ability to catch people or in her ability to loot. I don't know why Laurie's crouch walking through the middle of the open there, but that is okay. He's going through a chest. Looks like this player is going to be looking for the save. If she keeps crouch walking at this rate, she'll be there next game. Alright, we're going to quickly grab the toolbox out of the chest. We're going to go through the map. We're going to try and work on a gen near the killer, and let's see where this goes. We'll happily set off any of her finger paintings she has on the ground here. She has 110% movement speed, so she's not very fast. The good news is she wants to play around a camp like this. How do you outplay a killer that is camping you? Well, when you're being camped, there's not much you can do. If this is happening in one of your games, the smartest play you can do, she didn't teleport to it. We're waiting now, she did. Now we can go for that save. Totem is broken downstairs. The way you out... That's a really, really rough play from my ally. You're going to hit struggle on the hook now. The good news is there's no prep under the hook. The bad news is I don't have borrowed time either, so I'm going to have to take a hit for you. This girl's play right now would be run, work on a generator as far away as possible. I don't have BT. I did take it off for Kindred because these are, like I said, solo queue games. So that could be very bad. I can save this and force her to hit me. I just hope Lori does take... you know, good movement from it. They don't have Kindred. You can tell by my other teammate coming in for the save. She's healing. Be very careful. Do I mean, I should follow those words too. She lunged straight away, but she lunged late, which is good to know. I'm going to set both of them off so he can get the save. And he set them both off. There we go. Now she'll come chase me while he gets the save. All because of Kindred, I can do this. Hopefully he has borrowed time. Hit nice and early on that too. I'm going to cut through. There's a totem that's lit. I don't know why she swung and she missed, but she needs to chase me on breaking her lit totem. Could be third seal, could be ruined. She could be going for a death tag right now. We do not know. We know that that other girl has healed herself. Hopefully she's going to be applying pressure towards a generator. I know roughly where I need to go back. Nobody is on death hook apart from that lady that just healed herself, which is important, keeping her on maximum health. Totem's been broken. Gonna go work on this gen on the far left. Hopefully I'm going to find a Nia over there. Dwight's in an okay spot. I don't think he should be running where he is right now. He does have a med kit. If he jumps straight on the gen, that'd be ideal. He's crouch walking in, so I'm not going to run over there and startle him. I'm going to work on this generator. can hear that it's being worked on. This means the lady that healed herself, that I saved from the hook, has came straight over and applied pressure. Knowing she's on death hook, she is definitely making a good play. This is what makes it really hard to play killer right now. When people split up, cover multiple ground, and, you know, it essentially does hurt the killer. If you're not a very good looper and, you know, you're trying to improve, that'll come with time. At the same time, could have sworn I had a teammate. At the same time, applying pressure towards objectives is what's going to either win or lose you the trial. Now, you'll notice I still have the toolbox. The reason I still have the toolbox is because I can save people if they are in a sticky situation. Looks like Dwight's okay here. I don't see any traps. I will take a hit for him if I need to. I can use the toolbox in here to make it go quicker, but I still want to hold on to it so I can saddle a hook if I need to. Dwight does not have Prove Thyself, he does not have Iron Will either. I don't know if he has Sprint Burst or Dead Hard or possibly no Exhaustion. Maybe he'll have Adrenaline, we'll be able to find out at the end of this generator. Killer might still be committing to the chase. Now the Hag can be a very strong, devastating killer to verse if she understands time management. Overcommitting to chases will be her demise and will be what hurts her. I don't think she's prepped the door, which is good. I see the other door. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to then heal Dwight. I'm then going to look for my other ally. Alternatively, I could let Dwight do the door, run through the map, and help my other ally, which is probably the better play. But I think Dwight's ran around the corner and he's waiting right now. But that's okay. I'm comfortable to say she's chasing the other injured player based on the fact that one of them is the Obsession, and the Obsession is not in chase. So I'm assuming that this gentleman here... Hey man, is the Obsession. Alright. The door is powered, it's good to go. The killer hasn't hit anyone, therefore I'm not 100% sure what is currently happening. If she does have Know It, I think she might be going for a dev tag. I see somebody running over here. I see the killer chasing as well. Keeping in mind, she's only 110% movement speed. I'm going to run out and I'm going to move into that. A little bit of a spin, but I mean, she pressed that button a little bit too early, the poor thing. I have saved my toolbox the entire game. The other player is injured. I'm guessing he went to the other door. See the Hag coming for me. This is fine. I got a really strong loop here. In fact, I can even run around this and make this part of the loop and utilize the window still. Nothing she can really do about it because she's 110 and she doesn't have any form of projectiles. You can make some incredible loops against the Hag. Now, a quick tip when it comes to spinning, if you move into a killer's range and move out, that's a simple way to do it. You can also flick with your camera. She's holding the button too much. Get in front of her. See if you can get her to tap it for the aim assist. Just like that. Now, I feel a little bit bad for her. I kind of want to give her a kill. She just needs to hold the button and move into me, much like she did there. She was a little bit too thirsty for the lunges. It won't always work that easily, but we're going to give her an extra hit on the way out. Anyways, guys, this is going to be an educational, informative Rank 1 Survivor game. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It was a solo queue game, so it was a little bit of a mess, but guys, I hope you do enjoy it anyways. If you want to see more solo queue games, guys, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the channel, and I will definitely see you guys in the fog in the next video. Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing an educational informative game on the Dead Dog Saloon. Now this map is a bit of an interesting one because there are bushes everywhere that you can vanish in, as you can currently see on the screen. Now all of us spawned together. We're going to be versing your girl, the Huntress. I'm going to run out in front of her a little bit. The convenient thing is that it looks like the sun is setting here, and I might have a bit of camouflage actually, so that could be very good to note. I'm going to work on the generator out in the open down here while she's going through the middle house. I do want to show you guys how to run that a little later on in the trial, provided she hasn't opened all the doors. Now the reason I've instantly gone away from that loop is because I saw 3 teammates that have all generally gone in that direction. I want to quickly let you guys know I am in a 3-man pre-made, including myself, and we do have 1 player coming over from crossplay as well, who is solo queue. Now getting this generator done myself will take approximately 80 seconds if I get no skill checks. The Huntress has hit 2 people. What do we know? Well, we know she doesn't have Thanatophobia. There'd be a debuff in the bottom right hand corner. She actually caught one as well. That is okay. We can actually work around this too. Chances are she'll have barbecue and chili, but I have a perk called Kindred, which I do not actually have on. I have Iron Will on. I was going to run Kindred, but I did know what map we were coming to, and knowing what map I'm going to, I can now hide in the middle of the open, which is going to be hilarious, and I will try and do it a little bit later on in the trial to show you guys. So we don't actually have this on. That was a bit of an ambitious move, my friend. We're going to sit here. We're going to keep working on this. I don't see a lot of blood coming out, so we know that's not 1 add-on. That was a really good shot by you, my dear. Well done. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stop her from taking you to the basement if the basement is right to your right-hand side. However, she didn't take you over there anyways. Now, if this killer was very clever and she sees a save, she should look at a drop into a play off that. That's okay. We're going to get the gen done. I can't see if she's coming around the corner because the stain blocks my line of sight. I'm the only person completing a gen. The team has gone down a lot. No one on my team is an obsession, therefore there is no decisive strike available in the game. It's going to be a lot harder to hide in that one as opposed to some of the clusters. Another person has been downed. Another person's been saved. This Huntress is doing phenomenally well. What I'm worried about is the fact she's getting multiple stacks of Hex Lullaby out. If you don't know what Hex Lullaby does, it gives a delay between each time you land a skill check or the sound indicator. So you're about to see exactly what I'm talking about. That you're going to hear a delay on this skill check. When she's done 5 hooks, there will be no sound indicator. Now, keeping in mind the Huntress does have a 24-meter heartbeat, and her lullaby is a lot larger than that. I do want to go in, I do want to save this guy, but I really need to get this gen done. I have BT. I hope nobody rushes in for the save right now, because I am on full health. It'd be a great idea for me to go in for the save. I have to be mindful that I don't want to farm anybody by accident. He died on hook. Not a really good move for us. I'm out of position, so I need to take her away. Yet again, I'm out of position. I'm in a really bad spot right now. These are very unsafe loops against the Huntress. I need to get her to pull up. Nice. Wait here. In a perfect world, I can hide from her here. Now, unfortunately, I had to move because I was a little stuck there, but that's okay. We got a nice spin on her. Got a nice pallet here too. Let's see what we can do. We can work our magic. I haven't been hooked. I want her to see me. I want her to know where I am and what's going on. Good movement. She can M1 me in the back. Oh, she shouldn't have doubled back there. Bit of a bad play for her. And she keeps pulling up. I know how unsafe these loops are, so I have to get the stun. I'm going to hide. I'm going to stun her. I'm going to go up and see how she responds with that. Good. I'm going to come all the way back down. I'm going to vault it. Didn't have to fast fall because she had lost me as well, which is good to know. Got another pallet here. A bit safer. She has let go of chase, which was a good call for her. I think she might be grabbing hatches. She's not grabbing hatches. Really good time management. Good news is we got rid of her totem. Both my teammates, one of my teammates is healed. One of them, no, neither of them are on death hook. I could go upstairs and run the Saloon, but there's no point in using such a very valuable gen. Realistically, having a dead player, that would be a very good loop to use. But getting that gen done right now would be a terrible mistake. I want to do a gen down here. That way I can play to that top gen towards the end of the trial. It's going to be very important to save. If one of my teammates was on death hook or couldn't get healed and needed to apply pressure somewhere, that would be great. If I had another totem, I will break it because chances of this being Haunted Ground, extremely low. Haven't actually seen this spawn before. Haunted Ground on a Huntress is a very interesting thing to see. And if it is Haunted Ground, you can take a hatchet in the back and have access to your Dead Hard, providing she does not have exhaustion add-ons. We're about to find out. There goes her other totem. This puts us in a good spot. That means she's 2 totems down now. She should know where I am. I can't hide from her. I won't be able to make the bush in time either. My teammate really wants to maximize this jungle gym, but now he's going to take an M1 in the back. She could hatchet that, actually. No. That's a bit of an interesting play by her. She could have went for a hatchet when she was coming around the corner. Surely she can hear this. It's making a loud sound indicator. Going to be an M1. Doesn't appear to be Sloppy Butcher. Bad timing on that skill check. Had to get greedy for it too. One player unaccounted for who has been injured and hasn't healed himself. He should be finishing a gen next 15 to 20 seconds, I think would be appropriate. There's somebody upstairs. There's my injured teammate that I called out for. Keeping in mind that I stayed away from that jungle gym because I knew how strong it was, and I knew that a player who was in need of medical assistance would come over to there. It's much like when you play backwater swamps. Some of those generators that are in really safe platforms, you should leave for an injured player. Much like Hawkins, the generator in the lab upstairs, you should leave for a player who's injured because it's a very strong loop you can use against a killer. Try and keep these things in mind when you are playing both solo queue and in a Swift. It will make you a better survivor. Now, I should rotate instantly and let him have the safer spot. He wants to heal. That's not what I was looking for. I kind of want to get the generator done first, my friend, because I can see the killer is overcommitting to the chase after the other guy. Now, he should sidestep and hide behind the barrel, just in case. Just because I don't want him taking a cross-map hatchet hit, and there's obviously a higher hitbox here, therefore he's less likely to take it. If she throws a hatchet, I'm going to stand stationary and take it, just for this guy. That way he doesn't go into dying state and get another hook. He needs to run now. He's going to leave scratch marks. I'm not. There's no point in him trying to hide. He would have been moving too much. There is a point in me coming out over here and taking a hit for him, though. Keep going, keep going. And just like that, I've given a bit of a window, a wait. I'm going to hide. Think of all of the time she's going to be wasting with me now. Good play by her. Try and get her to pull up. She didn't pull up. I'm going to wait at the pallet, see what she does. Sidestep her. I had no intention of giving her that. Dead hard, safety first, into the fast fall, into the line of sight block. She's following, that's bad. I think I exposed my directioning there. I'm okay, I'm gonna away with it. Got line of sight again. Won't be able to hide in the bush while injured. Another generator completed. I do have this side one here still, if I need to play around this. It's very bad pallet for me to try and greed on. She can M1 me. Too bad she greeted for that. I have to be very careful. She can M1 me now. She's still got so much respect on her. She's going to get me with Bloodlust here. I can't leave this. I need to get her with a stun. That's good. She graded a little bit. I'm going to go around and I'm going to vault the window that I will have open all the way over here. Past this jungle gym. Reset her line of sight, therefore resetting her Bloodlust. And I could utilize this window if I need to. It's all about paying attention. I knew this window was available based on the current location of this pallet. Therefore, I knew exactly where I needed to go. I knew how far away it was. I knew I could block her line of sight and reset her Bloodlust. I see her out in the open. Generator up top there is chugging. Not well enough, though. I can see one player on it. My other teammate hasn't hit. I can see two players on it. They're going to have to rotate. One of them dropped into her. She dead-hearted, or he dead-hearted, sorry. Other player's going to complete the gem. Line of sight, well played. I need to make a decision. I know I have borrowed time. I know I have adrenaline. I also know that if she chases him, I'm going to heal through adrenaline. If she doesn't pick me up in time while that gets completed. She's looking for the hit on the other guy. I'm hoping that this adrenaline's about to come in, and I'm going to go straight for the shack pallet. He 99'd it. There it is. Beautiful. That was real good teamwork, even without being on comms, knowing that I didn't know if my other teammate had another choice. I knew it was my first hook, therefore if I got hooked, they had 120 seconds to find each other, to heal, and then come make a play for me after they prep the door. So sometimes you just gotta yell, "Get down, Mr. President," and get in the way and help your ally out. Obviously, if I was on death hook, it wouldn't have been a play I would have done. Some people would have looked at that as a big mistake, but at the same time, I know how much time I have left available on the hook. I'm versing a killer with no lack of, with a lack of an instant down. I'm the only person injured, and I'm in front of a door. My door has been prepped. I should consider opening it, knowing that both my teammates are in full health. I'm gonna wait, though, behind the cactus. That way I have a bit better cover. I have Iron Will. I never got to show you any incredible plays through the hedges like this, or even any loops in the middle of the map, based on the fact I stayed away from it and allowed my teammates to utilize it rather than myself. It is by far the strongest loop available on this map. However, you can have a very strong loop over there that I was currently at if you entwine multiple different jungle gyms together and you're clever with your movement. That Huntress was a little bit too greedy for the hatchets and was not thirsty enough for the M1 lunges, keeping in mind that she would have lunged the equivalent of a trapper movement speed at 115% movement speed. Now, neither of my teammates have been hit. The fact that they haven't opened a door means they might be waiting for me to open a door. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to make the ambitious decision right now to open my door. That way, if they are waiting at their door, they're going to know. I'm also going to be waiting on this side here. If she is coming from that angle, I should be able to dead hard and react in time. However, I need to make sure that my teammates are okay. I'd like to get healed, but I can't heal myself. There's going to be no wait on a Huntress. Not going to lie, didn't expect it. I don't need to heal now, knowing that she has access to no one escapes death. Makes sense why she didn't get any hatchet hits on anybody. She was looking for the no-aid play. If he's in the basement, this is going to be near impossible for me to do while injured, while no-aid is up. Very hard to save against a killer when I won't have access to DS, or won't have access to Unbreakable, or won't have access to Adrenaline. All these powerful plays. I do have BT, but it's going to be really rocky me trying to do it. I need to save and dead hard pass while he lunges at my teammate. I see the hatch, not that it matters. This might be one of those situations where we're going to go down as a hero, ladies and gentlemen. See if this guy left a key. He did not leave a key. We can hear the lullaby. She sees me. Let's see what she does with that information. I'm going to walk a little bit, breaking the pallet. I'm going to try and make it look like I'm a bit of a sausage here. I think she's going to fall for it. She did not fall for it at all. He's in a really awkward spot. There's not much I can really do. If she didn't have no-aid and I could heal, there would be a lot I could really do in this situation. Just going to take line of sight on her. Didn't pop out into it, which is important. I think it's going to be the end for him. I would love to run down there. I don't have a great item, but I'm literally just going to trade with him. She's going to cut me off before I can make it around. He doesn't have enough time left available on the hook either, so I should just leave off of this. Obviously keeping all line of sight available as possible. It's just really unfortunate that she had access to no-aid then. She's too early on her hatchets, and I do have access to my dead hard here. I almost dead-hearted into that. That would have been absolutely glorious if that is what happened. It would have been quite the fitting end to us. Anyways, guys, that's going to be an educational map on the Saloon. Guys, an educational game on the Saloon. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, DVD killer, and survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch. If you guys want to tune into the live streams. If you guys think you know everything about DVD, you can help me teach the people that don't. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the fog in the next video. Alrighty guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in on Midwich. Now, you're going to be able to look on the bottom left-hand side and see nobody on my team actually has Decisive Strike, which is a rare treat when you play Survivor. I am in a duo queue, so there is me and one other, while the other two gamers are going to be both solo queue. Now, that being said, Midwich is a very hard map to understand because some of the generators can be really hard to find. I do have a chest I could search or work on down there. Until I know who the killer is, I want to apply as much pressure as I possibly can. Working in this generator in the middle, I have time to react to either situation with no staircase in between that they can sneak up on me at. If they can't, on words. Alright, so let's keep pumping through this generator. We're looking to the left and we're paying attention to the right. For all we know, it could be a ghost face who sneaks past, and that would put us in a really bad situation. Heard a crow being despawned outside in the open area, which is fine. That means I know I've got a teammate in the courtyard, or I have the killer in the courtyard. Everybody else is MIA. Right now, I'm already halfway through the generator. For one person to do a generator, it's going to take 80 seconds. For two people to do a gen, it'll be done in 47.5 seconds. I've still had no action from the killer. As you can see, the crow hasn't despawned. The crow has despawned now. It might have actually been me that set that crow off, as opposed to anyone underneath. Therefore, I actually have no information of who the killer is or where the killer is. I can tell you it was RNG that we came to this map. I can hear a 32-meter tear radius, which is good. Therefore, we're looking at maybe one of the basic killers. No unique heartbeat either. The generator is nearly done. It's going to be a Wraith. There's our indicator. Nice. So we're going to be looking at 126% movement speed with no add-ons. We'll be able to tell you straight away if he's got add-ons or not. Alright, generator done. Can hear the bell, but he's going to be hitting somebody with Thanatophobia. Now that I know one of his perks, I'm going to go under the assumption I know his entire build. He went up the stairs. There's no way up. He needs to keep going through. There we go. Alright, let's see what we see from here. He's coming. Ooh. Will he commit to me for a stack of Than, or will he try and commit to my teammate? Looks like he's trying to get my teammate there. He's going to get a free hit on me. I won't be able to spin him in the open. Sloppy Butcher as well, alongside Nurses Calling, and I'm going under the assumption for. I'm not going to go far. That's fine. I had no intention of giving him that pallet. What I do want to know is what have I got in here to work with. I got this. Alright, if I get up to lunge, I'll make a loop for the other one. Alright, we'll come over here. I have to be very careful with my movement here because it's going to be right on my tail. Okay. This is a better one for me to use. It's got Bloodlust. We can see it. Get him to break it. I'm going to wait here. I'm pretty sure he's going to cut me off. He wouldn't have seen any scratch marks. Clever for him to follow. Ooh, I could have made a basement drop bait, but it wouldn't have worked too well. Very unsafe loop for me to try and play, and he can Bloodlust me really easy and effectively here. I expect him to go round. I'm out of position. I'm going to take a hit in the back. Best thing I can do is force the hit. And have him drop down the hall while I stay up the top. Little trick there, ladies and gentlemen. You notice how he lunged and I just chose to stay up. So I knew I wasn't going to go... I knew I wasn't able to make a really good play there, so my play was to force him out of position. I knew he'd lunge early because he wanted to get the hit before I started falling down. Once I hear him break that other one, I'm going to drop down. It's both doors broken. We're going to drop down. We're going to try and play as far back as we possibly can. I'm not recovered, so don't wait for me, my friend. Wraith, he's already found you guys. Be very careful. Not recovered yet. Beautiful. Keep running. It's gonna be a very hard flashlight from that close. Gonna take a hit as punishment. If you can force the killer to look up and walk into like a wall, it'll help. There's a hook right there. That's very bad. Even though we made a really good play, our teammates, unfortunately... I don't know how you want to talk about what happened there. The good news is I gave no pallets. There's 4 gens completed now, including the one that I did at the start of the game. But let's see what happens. We're in the middle of the open here. I can go back up the staircase that he opened. I made sure of that before I dropped down the hall. So I already know my response and exactly where I'm going to go and where there's another pallet. And she doesn't have borrowed time either. Going to take a hit in the back. I'm actually going to work on the generator over here. There is no generator here. That's very bad for us. Let's see if we can work on something over in this direction. There's nothing here either. Okay, I need to find a gen and work on it based on the fact I'm injured. I got one other teammate on full health. I have information provided through Kindred. I do not have access to borrowed time. In no situation. Little jump scare, guys. It didn't come out. Never mind. Something normally jumps out of that locker. I guess we didn't do the prerequisites. We're going to keep working on this generator. We're going to drop down. We have a pretty good loop underneath us as well, providing he hasn't actually made any good plays. The pallets that I did use aren't valuable. based on the fact that he can easily hit me around them. The fact that he broke them is going to be very important to remember. So what do we know right now? Another player down, 4 stacks of Thanatophobia, Sloppy Butcher. These guys are healing, generally not the best play to do. You want to split and apply pressure in different areas. The time that you're going to waste healing, he's going to hook, get information through barbecue and pop, and then make a decision on what he wants to do. Both of them are taking time healing themselves. Good news is he didn't look at me at all when he cloaked and rang his bell. He instantly went the opposite direction. Now because of that, that's going to give me time to work on this door. He might have seen that guy going for the heal on himself and be going for him. I do have a pallet on my right hand side that I plan to play before I drop down. See how that guy's already started to run? I can already tell you that the Wraith is most likely there. We did see a crow despawn from the player underneath setting it off. This player is just running on my right hand side. Might be in a bit of a bad situation right now, but we cannot be 100% sure. What we can be sure is if he runs a killer towards us, that's going to really hurt the fact that I've nearly completed a gen, but I don't have good information on what is currently happening. She ran all the way across the board to work on this generator and the killer didn't chase her at all. The real question is where the hell is the Wraith now? I'm guessing she ran out of make hit charges. I'm going to look for the heal on her. She had adrenaline, so think of all the time she spent where she was healing herself as opposed to applying pressure towards an objective, especially considering she had proved herself. So that should be a little indicator of where there's always room for improvement. I got 3 people here. I got Steve, who looks very excited to be escaping the trial. 1 player MIA, Wraith rung his bell and is uncloaked. I'm going to go for the heal on Steve after I get this done. Saw movement in the courtyard just then. The tiniest pixel moved, and because of that, there you go, we saw the bell for the Wraith there. We know where both of these guys are. I'm going to open this door and run straight in. Take a hit for him. Let him know exactly what direction I'm running. The doors are always guaranteed to be opposite on this side of the map. I think she ran this way. I think she's right there. It's the only play I could think of her actually making in the situation we're in. One of my teammates has already left. 2 of them have left. I can hear the Wraith behind me right now. I don't want to get slapped with no-ed if he does have it. She's already made it out. And we're going to be leaving just then. Anyways, guys, GG's well played. This has been an educational, informative rank 1 survivor game of duo queue, where I did have 2 solo queue teammates. If you like that little trick that I showed you guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, DVD killer, and survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch if you guys want to tune into the live stream. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the fog in the next video. Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be spawning in a sheltered woods. Now I quickly want to let you guys know I am in a 2-man pre-made, including myself, and the other 2 players are going to be coming over through crossplay. Now that being said, I'm going to instantly run away from one of my allies and try and apply pressure to another generator. Now this is a very smart Jenny to do at the start of the game based on the fact it's stacked on top of the shack, which is guaranteed to have the basement. Now the killer did somehow enter chase with me then and initiate bloodlust, but ended chase. This is not a good loop for me against a killer like Oni. I don't really want to be here, but sometimes you don't really have a choice in the matter of where you loop the killer. I won't be able to make a stretch away. That's a good play by him, but I can still make this window. I'm pretty sure I'll make it, and I won't take a hit in the back. Nice. We need to just wait here. He stepped the window. He's not going to expect the double step from me. Took bad movement. Actually, he let go of chase. That was a phenomenal decision for him. He couldn't get early blood points, so he decided... Blood points. He couldn't get his ability or start to count it up. Now, what have you noticed? Look at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. You're going to notice not one player has decisive. That generator got done. How long has this video been started? It's been going about a minute, maybe a minute and 10 seconds. Therefore, that could have been 1 or 2 people. I'm under the impression that was 2 people, and this is going to be Adam working on a generator with me. So hopefully those 2 gamers in that corner decided to divide and conquer and cover more ground. I do have a toolbox I could be using on this generator, but I have a good gut feeling that he is going to chase that injured guy, get as much blood as he can to build up his enrage ability. The time he's done that and downs that guy, I'm going to have this generator completed. Therefore, I can preserve my toolbox and hold on to it for a more valuable situation and more important time to use it. Now, the killer is going to be able to tell that no one has DS, putting him at a huge advantage. We're on sheltered woods, so there's going to be a lot of dead zones in the middle of the map. Like I said, we'll be at the point where the generator's nearly done. Now, he made us scream when he's outside a heartbeat. Therefore, that was a heartbeat ending. Therefore, monitor and abuse and infectious fright. Now, if he's anything like a common Oni and running the meta kind of Oni build... I got it. I don't know if I made that dead hard work. He tried to drop. The good news is he didn't get a hook at anyone. The bad news is he lunged early and got aim assist onto the hook. He can just catch that guy again. Another good reason why I held onto my toolbox. I'm exhausted, and he will know I have Dead Hard. Now is a perfect opportunity to slam the rest of the toolbox into here, take a heal from my allies so he doesn't get across the board after activating his ability with Pop Goes the Weasel, and apply regression to this generator. So that's one of the situations where using a toolbox is really good. A lot of people think you get a toolbox straight away, use it. Now, I am going to be leaving blood. He has Enrage. He's going to see 2 people over here. He sees 1 over there. He's going to go for the 1. I'm not going to take that heal. I'm going to get you to go for that guy on the hook, if you understand. Got this guy running away. He's going to take regression on that gen. You heard the swing. Now, did he swing and miss, or did he start the regression? Look at how my teammates reacted. He didn't go for the gen regression. He went for my ally. That's fine. Will he be going back for the hook, or is he making the play? He's making the play for my teammate, but he wanted to take field of view to the guy on the hook. He's doing another demon dash, coming right through the center of the map, looking for scratch marks, and I'm guessing that's what he saw from Ace. Ace has to be very careful if he tries to go for the save right now, and he's being clever, and he's playing around the loop. Unfortunately, he's decided to camp the Shack pallet, which is both a beauty and a curse. Very important pallet. If we let that guy hit struggle and we complete all generators, that's going to put the killer in an awkward situation. Keeping in mind, the guy on the hook is solo queue, but all this information provided through Kindred is thanks to him. So the fact that he has that amazing perk, if you don't know what Kindred is, it is one of the best perks in Dead by Daylight for both solo queue and in a group. He did regress that Jenny before his ability expired, therefore he will have Pop Goes the Weasel in that general direction. I didn't see Corrupt Intervention, so that means he has 1 perk that is Maya, from my understanding. We're looking at Monitor, we're looking at Pop, we're looking at Barbecue, and we don't know what the final perk is. Now, he might not have Barbecue, but I'm going under the assumption that he will. A Sloppy Butcher, we can see in the right-hand side of the screen, the fact that I'm constantly going to be bleeding here as well. This generator is done. He's going to know the generator on the far right-hand side is nearly done too, therefore he's most likely to funnel back towards that. If he's chasing an injured target, that's going to be good time management for us, as long as that player doesn't go down near the basement. He's chasing a full health target, and that person was the player on that generator. I'm going to run straight in for that. I applied pressure where I needed to. I've stayed away from the killer and avoided him. I was a real pain to him early game. I can see he's already gone past me. I'm going to go right back in for this generator. Listening to it, we can hear that the generator is chugging, but not nearly done. How can we tell that? We're going to be looking at pistons on the generator. Each piston moving on a generator roughly represents 22% of what is completed on the gen when the pistons are chugging at an incredible speed, which you guys are going to be able to tell. The fact he's chasing an injured person means that he wants his Pop Goes the Weasel to apply pressure over here, and he's going to be drinking the blood, as you guys can currently see, so he can activate his blood frenzy, which is going to give him 45 seconds of pressure. Those other 2 solo queue guys were able to stack and complete a gen. So that was really well played by them. I think he does have his ability, so we're going to have to be careful here. You see how his hand is being held up? That's how we could tell that he actually is ready to rock and roll. He would have seen me, all those crows then. The good news is I have a pallet that I can work with here. The bad news is Oni can instant down with an incredible demon dash. He didn't see me then. The good news is I got line of sight here too, if he's going to be playing around the shack. This is good. Now remember, my teammate has to make 1 more good play. If he runs for me now, we're in a little bit of trouble. I won't get it done in time. I'm surprised he didn't use his ability. He should have heard that, the killer. Then I'm actually going to open this door, and I'm going to make a play for him. Starting end-game collapse is quite dangerous. We heard him use his demon dash. Now, as long as I don't go down, I can actually make a play and help that ally. He might actually force me out here. Looks like he was looking for a hit there, but he didn't get it. I can't take a body block for this because Oddie can move at 195% movement speed with no penalty towards collision, with the multi-hit instant down on his dash with a 180-degree flick as well if he plays his cards correct. So Oni has a lot going for him right now, but my teammate is playing cool, calm, and collected at the shack, which is working in their favor. You see how he hasn't left the shack? He knows it's the strongest way to protect himself from Oni. He's not making mind gameable plays here. Looks like he took the window then. That way it's going to stall the Oni. Now you can see how my teammate didn't keep running towards the door. He's going to be very patient here. Once his ability expires, I'm going to be able to run in and take a body block hit. He only has this ability for 45 seconds unless he has good add-ons. Notice that my teammate hasn't been ambitious and dropping that. That is going to be my indicator that I can take a hit for this guy. And when he goes through that pallet, I'm going to... Ooh, I need to be careful that I don't take an early hit here. If I can somehow get past Oni to the other side of that jungle gym. Looks like he ran towards the shack. Now I could sandbag Oni with a doorway and start healing this guy. As long as he doesn't get an early hit on me. He's got his ability again, so I'm not going to be able to do anything. If you look at the time at the top of the screen, we're in a really sticky situation. He's going to stand there and wait. I know he can use his Enrage. I'm going to run right in now. I'm going to start a heal animation on this guy. Now, I know Oni can use his Enrage. Step the window, that's his play. See what Oni does. He stepped back over. We're going to be running out of time here. Just stay. That was a mistake for Oni. Now I can wait here, or if I play my cards right, we're both going to have to run for the door. If he activates Demon Dash, he's going to have a little bit of a cooldown between that, but I think we're going to be able to make the door in time, especially myself. Looks like there's a player going to be behind Oni, and we need to make sure that he doesn't see him, and that is going to be unfortunate for the Ace, that he made a bad play at the end of the game when we were actually going to be okay without him, and that is going to be a 1 kill for Oni. Guys, if you enjoyed this educational, informative Dead by Daylight game, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, killer, and survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch. If you guys want to tune into the live streams, if you think you know everything about DBD, you can help me teach it to the people that don't. Anyways, guys, it's been an informative video, and I'll see you in the fog in the next video. Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be spawning in on Blood Lodge. Now I have spawned with an ally. As we can see, there is no offering really played to take us to this map or any kind of enhancement. The offerings that are played are just for a small amount of blood points. I can see a jigsaw box on my right hand side, so I know I'm going to be versing a pig. Working on this generator, I have to be careful that I don't get ambushed on from any direction based on the fact that there are no nearby pallets. She's right there. I want to point to my teammate Caesar. Teammate didn't react in time, doesn't have sprint burst, and is going to take a hit in the back. That's unfortunate. I'm going to jump on that generator, depending on how the pig moves. She looks like she did a 180 then when she fell off the hill. That's fine. Let's apply pressure back towards this generator. Ooh, good movement by her. She's going to get another hit on him. This is good for her. That's split pressure. There's not a lot of blood coming out, therefore there's no sloppy butcher. And if she had any stacks to save the best for us, she just lost them as well. The window's here. Please don't camp the god pallet, my dear. I'm going to go around this and then vault the window. I'm going to wait. I've got time. And let's go through again. I'm going to try and... I got stuck on something then. That's unfortunate. I might get hit in the back because of that. I didn't. I was very, very lucky. I don't know what I got stuck on then, but my character lost momentum. She could be on the opposite end of the hill, and she is. Let's just keep running over here. Let's take her somewhere else. Let's look at how amazing these jungle gyms are. It's fantastic. She's meant to chase, so she will be building bloodlust. I'm going to go at an angle here. That way I sidestep and see how she responds. She lost her generator. She might be getting a hit for that. Remember, the pig needs to catch people for her to be able to get her ability out. And it's going to be very difficult for her unless she goes for an ambush. And some of these jungle gyms she can ambush at. Others she cannot. She's lost 1 generator. She's got 2 hits. Technically, she has 4 hits in total, including that person going down. There's a free party hat. That should be a good understanding of why time management as killer is going to be very important. You don't want to overcommit to your chases, because if you do, it's going to turn around and be a real pain for you. If you split pressure when you need to, you can really come out on top. I see Sparks up there. I've got my teammate over there. We're looking at where this killer is. Now, she might have barbecue because it doesn't look like she has Thrilling Tremor, and she's coming straight towards my generator. I'm guessing she's coming in with Pop Goes the Weasel. I don't need to go far. I just need to wait. I'm going to run at an angle because I think she'll go up the hill and try and force me. No, she won't. She went to ambush. Be very careful. She didn't walk out of 32 meters in that time. The question is, where did she go? There you go. She went back in now. She was looking for it, but unfortunately, we're really out of position for her. Running to a stronger loop over here too. Hopefully we'll be able to utilize our windows really well. The good news is she really wants to commit to a chase. I'm not going to give her a free hit. I'm not going to give her a free hit because I feel she's going to commit to the chases, and the fact that she's only got 1 party hat out is good because I'm going to run straight and work on this generator. She has to decide if she wants to force me off it. Made her go up the hill while we sidestepped. Even better. I have to give her another pallet unless she sidesteps here. I've got to go right back in. Unfortunately, my teammate was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. The killer has a reason to chase them. The good news is the killer is chasing them, and we can apply pressure to multiple different gens right now. So she does like to commit to her chases, but she saw a better offer, so she took it. The better offer being somebody with a timer on their head that has been started. That being said, we can look at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, and for as long as we can't see the timer counting down, we know the pig is currently chasing them. Therefore, we don't have to worry about anything. Now that the timer has started again, the pig might be coming back, but she might be going for an ambush. She might, nope, she's back in chase. The player might have just broken line of sight. We got another person running over here looking for an objective to work on. Killer's back in chase, yet again. Hopefully our other teammate is going to be able to do something here too. This is going to lose the killer the game in terms of she might walk away with 1 kill, 2 if she has no ed. It just depends on how long she decides that she wants to commit to these chases. She has to be very careful with her time management. This is a very good gen to protect. It's in the middle of the map. We have a gen all the way down there to do as well. Another player has been hit. I'm probably going to go through the map and work on this one over here because I have some really strong loops here. My teammate's doing the same thing, but he's going in the opposite direction, so we're applying split pressure in multiple different areas. I forgot to mention at the start of the video, I am in a duo-man swift. I'm not in a full pre-made, but I am in a 3-man. Unfortunately, he went for a flashlight save. He took a hit in the back. Another person went down, got a party hat. The original person with the party hat has taken theirs off, which is good for us. Therefore, that pig wasted all that time and lost only one objective because we had a lot of people not doing gens, but that's okay because of the situation we're in. That's going to be another free party hat for her. I'm going to keep working on this, and then I'll make a decision. She's already working on that. I'm going to let her do it herself, and I'm going to go try and save. Going back to the one on the... No, she's not. This one should be ready to be recovered. She's been on the ground for quite a while, and she's in between a pallet. I could have sworn I heard Claudette in the corner of the map. I must be hearing things. I'm going to go back to the corner of the map now. Everybody's up. Let's see what the pig decides to do. I could have stayed on the gen and completed the gen, which was the right call. But that was just a bad jump to a conclusion for me. Let's keep working on the gen. If she plays this clever, she'll come over here, stand up, force an M1 on me. I'll either give her the pallet or take a hit, and then she'll regress the gen. However, she's applying pressure in the middle of the map, overstacking her pop. Therefore, she will not be able to pop Goes the Weasel this gen if I play my cards right. She didn't run straight over, or she could have forced me off of it. She went back to the other hook. That's really good for us. We do have one generator left after this is completed. She's in chase with somebody whose timer hasn't even started yet. Unfortunately, me doing this will start the timer. He's gone down. She might have to respect DS. There is an obsession, but Save the Best for Last is one of the best in-slot perks for the pig, so it could have been Save the Best for Last. We can see right now that it was Decisive Strike. Alright, she's saved. She can get a free party hat off. We're going to go apply pressure towards the first gen we see on the left-hand side of the map. Whoever started working in that gen originally did a really good job. I thought it was the Claudette. It might have been her, but I assume she was still on the generator because I thought I heard it being worked on. We got a really strong jungle gen behind me. Not that one there, in case anyone was wondering. Not the Z-wall. This one down here in the corner. Realistically, working on that gen would be safer. She overcommit to her chase on that player, therefore she's going to get another hook. She got his DS out of the way, and I'm applying pressure to a gen. I'm hoping the other solo queue guy is doing the same thing. Pallet's done saving his life. It's good and it's bad, because the killer can now give her a free party hat, and then chase the other player, depending on how many bear traps the pig has. Unfortunately, they were stacking on the same spot, which did not work in their favor. Looking for the flashlight save. Now the pig can make a decision. If everybody decides to go down, the other guy got his party hat out. If everybody decides to go down, we're going to lose this. You notice how I moved off the generator to give my teammate a safer location? Killer will have barbecue and chili. Taking him to the basement is taking a very long time to hook. Either that or far away. It appears to be far away. We won't be able to adrenaline here. Looks like the pig's made bad movement decisions. We will be able to adrenaline, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to let her complete that while I adrenaline towards this teammate, and then I grab him off the hook with a borrowed time, depending on how this goes. Ooh, hopefully she doesn't have no ed. Hopefully this guy does have adrenaline as well. He does. She has to chase one of them. She could chase me or him. The fact she's chasing me really makes me think no ed. Never mind, she changed. That's okay. He's trying to get his helmet off. We could save the other one. She can only walk away with one kill this game. If he had a key, or if we all leave and he knows where the hatch is, it'll help him a lot. But all she has to do now is just follow his scratch marks, bloodlust him around every pallet available, crouch when she needs to reset his chase. There's a lot of ways she can force death on that one person. And that's the thing about the pig. The pig's a very luck-dependent killer. Now, this pig didn't use her ambush once. She used it for losing a heartbeat, as opposed to mind games at certain jungle gyms, which you can do. That being said, it can be countered by line of sight survivors rotating away from the jungle gym to a different tile. But anyways, we see she's still in chase with that one player. We got one person who's going to get their party hat off. My door's getting prepped. I don't think I can save this other person right now in the situation we're in. Unless we can all leave scratch marks and confuse the killer. Gonna keep this prepped. I'm gonna search the chest on my right. Not gonna worry about the dull totem. This one has to get a helmet off. Let's search through this and see what happens. Should have a jigsaw box upstairs. There it is. Killer's chasing over there. Looks like Bloodlust might be the M1 in the back that we were expecting. He doesn't have DS anymore, therefore the pig walks away with one kill. Don't give him more. Made sure I got in the way for that. Last thing I need is my teammate being in a real bad spot. Then you need to run and do the doors. I think this is very dangerous for her to want to do. If the killer picks that person up, I'm instantly letting go of this heal, and I'm going straight towards the door. The fact that the killer hasn't picked him up makes me think she's crouching around there, waiting for somebody to try and save, based on the fact that everybody's injured. She found Claudette. She'll know to go back now that somebody's on full health. She would have seen that, I think. He needs to crawl through with me running right now, and that's exactly what he's doing. Stun into the heal. There's not much he can do here. Because like I said, all she needs to do is just tunnel and bloodlust him because the free party hat on the head. Nothing we can do. Realistically, the best thing we can do for that guy is open the exit gates and escape, so he has a chance of getting the hatch. Rather than waiting, because he's just going to be in a really bad situation. Escaping is the right call, but it looks like everyone wants to wait. The killer might actually have Blood Warden as well, so I'm actually going to dip here, just to be safe. It's unfortunate we couldn't save that person. There is no Blood Warden there. That's just one of the things that people do against the pig. He needed the hatch. We needed to either open it for him, or all take hits and run scratches everywhere, start the endgame collapse so it's harder to track. There were a lot of different plays that could have actually went out, but keep in mind there are 2 solo queue guys and there is 1 Swift partner. Anyways guys, GG's well played. If you enjoyed this educational, informative Dead by Daylight Survivor game, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational Survivor and Killer DVD Killer content 5 days a week over at Twitch if you guys want to tune into the live streams. Otherwise, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest videos. Anyways guys, I will see you in the fog. Thank you for watching in the next. Alright guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be spawning in the Dead Dog Saloon. Now straight away we're instantly going to be able to tell you that I'm running to the corner of the map, which is a mistake, and I'm going to be spawning with 2 of my teammates, and one of them's going to work on the platform gen up there to my left hand side. I'm going to actually be spawning with all 3 of my teammates while I go to the right hand side and work on a generator myself. Now this map is very good for killer. I'd say it's one of the most fun killer maps to play in Dead by Daylight. The jungle gyms are very easy to mind game for the vast majority of them, and that can actually hurt you in the long run. Good survivors can entwine multiple different areas together. I heard something behind me and I panicked a little bit. I'm guessing the fact that my other teammate hasn't came through here, that 2 people are stacking on that generator up there, looking for any form of information I could see, but I can't see anything through the map. I will be able to use these bushes to hide if I find a good opportunity to hide from the killer in chase and double back, keeping in mind that they don't make sounds when you get into them or when you get out of them. That being said, grass is very loud and you're going to have to be paying attention to these kind of things too. I have a very strong jungle gym beside me that never changes. I got a loop up here and upstairs as well that I can take a vault from the right hand side if I need to. I'm in a pretty comfortable spot. None of these jungle gyms are really strong apart from the shack, and I would personally run around this loop here and take the shack depending on the direction the killer comes from. If they come from that way, I go that way. If she comes from that way, I play this behind me. Either way, I feel like I'm in a very comfortable spot getting this generator done by myself. We're still unaware of who the killer is. Based on the fact I haven't heard a heartbeat, I haven't seen a bear trap, I'm under the assumption we're going to be versing a hag. But we're going to hear the heartbeat now. I'm going to leave a second early. It's going to be a spirit. I got a little stuck there. That's unfortunate, and I took that very wide. Hopefully she's going to go for a lunge. And I'm going to sidestep and just go away. See how she tried to go for a bait there and try and get me to stay? I didn't want to miss position. I don't know how long ago she started her phasing. Good news is she's going to play around my nearly completed gen. Bad news is my nearly completed gen is going to get regressed now. Good news is she doesn't have ruin. Bad news is she gets 0.3% per second. Just going to dip and keep spacing. I'm in a pretty comfortable spot over here. Blocking her line of sight. She doesn't seem to be ambitious with her movement. Going to come right back in through here. She's going to do a 180 here. I'm going to tap the gen. She didn't 180, and I was going to play the window as well. Keeping in mind, when she phases, I'm going to get massive indicator of what is happening. I'll leave my scratches going up there. I'm rank core. I have to be very careful about that. I'm not going to get the gen done in time. I don't want to take an early hit. She'll regress it. I just walk around. There's 2 different directions I could have went then. I'm going to try and hide here. She doesn't have time to look for me, based on the fact she's playing around 1 generator. I have 3 healthy teammates elsewhere. If he plays to that, I'm going to play to shack. She needs to stop going for a mind game and start going for a moonwalk fast M1, especially if she's 110% movement speed. Regression on my gen. I don't know which direction she's going after that. I'm going to tap so she can't hear it. If I hold the gen, it'll make a sound indicator, and I don't want her to know that I'm working on it. Alright, now I'll hold it. You hear that clicking sound? Think she's coming back. I'm going to go right up real quick. I was right. I got my vault here. I left no scratch marks. I'm in a pretty comfortable spot. There's no drop down for her up here either. I will medium vault it, and she can hit me through it. She's going to go back now that she missed. I'll wait and listen for the regression, and then we'll play off that. Looks like there's our regression. And if she does a 180, that's great. I reckon that's a bait. went around. It wasn't a bait. Oh, she went upstairs. Good play by her. We can greed this now and get a dead hard pass. And now I can utilize the shack. I do have Iron Will as well if I need to. I'm Rancor. I'm going to leave. Oh, I was actually going to give her that pallet on the way out as well. Good play by my teammate. I think he missed a spin though. Do have a chest over here to search. Somebody else has already done it. Teammate through the map. We'll have a generator above me. I can hear it's already been completed. I'm not going to waste my time. Generator up here hasn't been started, but there will be a gen a little bit further out. My teammate is looking at that gen and working on it. I'm going to go over here and try and work on one of the corner of the map. I am exhausted, so I have to be a little bit more careful in terms of where I leave my scratch marks. It's going to be very hard for me to hide in one of these bushes, knowing that I am injured and I'm going to be moving. Generator upstairs, I could stack with it, or I could work on my own. I'm going to choose to work on this, because why would I work on a different gen when two of us will get a gen done quicker? Well, let me answer that question. This killer played around one gen that was nearly done the entire game. She proxied the gen, which is going to really hurt her. That being said, what do you think is going to happen when she comes through the board and she sees that gen in the middle of the map? She's going to play around that gen. If she does come through the board, she's not even going to bother coming to check on this because she knows that gen's going to be chugging. What do we see right now? It depends on how my teammate moves right now. I don't have dead hard, so if she phases over, I'm in trouble. She's phasing. Oh, she's walking over. Bad movement by her. I do have the pallet. I'm going to wait at the pallet. Well done by her. She called my bluff. I pressed dead hard, but it didn't activate. It's very unfortunate. It's a pretty unsafe jungle gym as well. I probably shouldn't have called my bluff. That being said, I kind of want to preserve it because it's right in front of an exit gate. Last thing I want to do is give it to her really early. I don't want you to try and heal me right now because she's going to come in and she's going to try and force you to drop this pallet. You have to play this really well. He made real good movement then. It's going to hurt her as well. She'll see the scratch marks though. Going to get the regression. I'm not done. I'll give him an indicator when I am completed. I'm going to crawl through this generator. Or through the generator. I'm going to crawl through the pallet. That's fine. I'm up. Alright. And now I'm going to try and pull her away from all this. So she wants to lunge regardless of the circumstance. Bad play. I'll take advantage of a mistake and I'll just take spacing between the two of us. This is a very bad place to take her, especially when I got a teammate here. Fortunately, she missed as well. I'm going to go right back in for my generator. I still have my pallet if I need to. Going down was definitely the right call to preserve it. It was good for her to come over and apply this pressure. If she has pop, she can only get it on one of these two. Going to keep working on this. I am exhausted. I'm going to go to the right as opposed to going to the left. Because last time I went to the right. Jen's nowhere near done. No form of pop. I'm going to let her see me and then I'm going to move away. Didn't even come in for it. She should have seen my scratch marks. They're there for 10 seconds. She's going right through the board, most likely to check on the final generator. We have had one teammate unaccounted for this entire time. I'm going under the assumption they will be completing something. The fact that she didn't even turn her camera when I ran to the right makes me want to run to the right again. I know I got a pallet there. I could play the wall, which is really dangerous because I'm exhausted. But if I'm unexhausted, it'll be okay as long as I'm quick with my dead hard. She's going to see me through that. If she spots me now, I'm in deep trouble. She's going for the wrong door. I think she might have given up hope. I'm going to trust in this bush, and I'm just going to disappear real quick. I'm going to wait for something to be open. Spotting me in the bush is going to be very difficult to do. I'll run about 25 seconds in so I don't get a crow, and I'm going to play towards that door depending on how many pistons are moved on it. I'm not waiting for dead hard. I'm just being patient right now. That's my indicator. It's time for us to be able to go. So that just shows you how strong some of the bushes can be in this game, especially if there's two people and one person leaves scratch marks and the other hides and then doubles back for their gens. So just be careful of those kind of things. I'm happy to open this door based on the fact that she is Rancor. I don't want to put my teammates in a bad situation, but I want them to be able to react the second they hear that phasing sound. Doesn't appear to have movement add-ons, therefore we're going to be looking at the default 176% movement speed when she activates her phase at 2.5 seconds. Therefore, it didn't feel like she had a longer phase either, so we're looking at default 4.5 seconds approximately. So it was a pretty chill game, very big map. I do love that map as killer. Split pressure was her weakness there, and she did play around one generator in the middle rather than letting it get done, which did hurt her tremendously. Anyways, guys, GG's well played. If you're watching this one over at YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, Dead by Daylight, killer, and survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch. If you think you know everything about DVD, you can help me teach the people that don't. Anyways, guys, that is going to be all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the fog in the next trial. Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be spawning in on Suffocation Pit. Now straight away you're going to note that looking around I had two teammates behind me. We're going to be versing a Freddy Krueger. That can be told by looking at the bottom left hand side of the screen. Now the next question is, do we have an obsession? We can also see that by the bottom left hand side of the screen. We also need to find out whether it's a dream snare, which is very strong for Freddy Krueger, or a dream pallet, which is very weak for Freddy Krueger, technically hindering him. Now knowing that he Hex Lullaby, it means he might be stacking Overcharge and looking for that kind of play, which is a little odd to see a Freddy Krueger run, but a lot of people will be on purpose missing skill checks against Freddy Krueger based on the fact that they're going to be trying to wake up against him. So it is a little bit counterintuitive, but let's see how this goes. I'm going to take him around this side of the loop. He's placing something on the ground there, not a pallet. I'm going to go all the way through and run him this big long loop. I'm going to wait right here actually. What's he doing? He's actually following it? Good. Now I know he put a dream snare on my right hand side. I can play this window twice. He's following right now. I know he's got his dream snare here somewhere. He put something down. Or did he actually put a fake pallet? That's an interesting question. I should be able to make a medium vault or a fast on the window if I right angle it pretty well. Just like that. He put a dream snare on the ground. I just didn't see it. We're going to have to come through. I took bad movement here. He can play on my bait on the window. That's unfortunate. He took bad pathing as well. He can put dream snares down, but he hasn't. I will not play towards this pallet. I can make this window. I'm baiting this though to see what he does. Never mind. He's too far away with that lunge. It's not going to make it. Alright, we're going to run all the way round this way. That way we can utilize this double jungle gym here too. Looks like he let go of Chase. The good thing about this map is there is a lot of things that can link up together. The bad news for Freddy is that he's committing a little bit too long. We got one generator done on one side of the map. I was comfortable to say that he was out of range with his lunge. Even if he did have bloodlust, he still wouldn't have been able to make that in time. Now that I'm awake, think of all the pallets I've preserved with this amazing jungle gym in the center of the map. Once you start using pallets, because the killer has bloodlust 2 or 3, it can be very devastating for time management for the killer. Question is, does he have ruin as well? He does not. We're going to work on this generator. I'm awake. One of the teammates is awake. 2 people unaccounted for. We're going to detective tab to our left-hand side. I do not know the names of the players in my game. I am in a solo queue game as well. I just want to quickly let that known. What else I know is on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you're going to be able to see a perk called Prove Thyself. That is a buff that my teammate will be giving to me right now. I'm going to play towards this window. I'm not going to make this window, so I have to sidestep. Unfortunately, I didn't make it. I'm going to wait. If he chases me, I'm still at a very strong loop. There's no point in me trying to break line of sight or get a lot of distance between the two of them. He took a hit. I'll happily let this guy heal me, because the killer doesn't have any form of penalty. Looks like he wants to just keep running. I understand wanting to apply the pressure. He should heal me first before he wakes up, because now he's going to be wasting more time healing me and be awake for a less period of time, because if he missed a skill check on me, that would wake me up as well. So there was a lot of ways that healing me would have been the right call before he does that. Now, the other way to look at it is because the killer has the swinging chains, he should be able to use that pallet in time. It's a very good loop. However, it doesn't have the amazing pallet anymore. Let's see how he responds. He's gone all the way over here, so I'm going to go up the hill. He's going to regress the gen. We'll play off that. He might have overcharge. I'm going to wait. I can vault the window. I'm pretty comfortable where I am right now. Regression on the gen, 0.3% per second. He likes to put his dream snares in between, which I find very interesting. Generally, I put them halfway around the loop as opposed to in between. I don't know where he went. I wouldn't mind waking up. What I am going to do is I'm going to step in this. I'm going to move away. I'd love to tap the gen, but safety first right now. I don't really want to take a free hit if I don't need to. You can hear the teleporting. He could come off the hill. There's so many different directions he can come from right now. Another dream snare that wasn't there before. I'm gonna step in it. Alright, does he have overcharge with his lullaby? He doesn't. The good news is he has 0 stacks of lullaby, so the perk's doing nothing unless we're missing skill checks on purpose. It is a bit of an interesting Freddy Krueger build, I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I don't think it's great, as opposed to running something like Discordance, Thrilling Tremor, Pop, and Corrupt. You know, you can run even Sloppy Butcher is a great choice. Any other day of the week, I would have ran over, taken a hit for her to preserve that jungle gym, but I actually value completing this generator, even if it's going to give me a hit in the back. Gonna run all the way around it, and then I'm not going to use this, because he's a little bit too far away. I am going to vault this twice. No, I'm not. I'm going to wait for him here. He's already let go of the chase. If he didn't take that early lunge, I would have took a hit in the back, and you want to know something? I was fine with that, based on the fact I would have been able to preserve such a powerful jungle gym. He's chasing that other lady. Everybody's injured but myself. There goes his lullaby. Didn't matter. He had no tokens of it anyways. I'm going to wake up. I don't have a pallet on my right-hand side. I have one a little bit further away, which is fine. this totem is in an okay spot based on the fact it's not right in front of an exit gate. It's kind of near an exit gate, but we can play around it if it is nowhere. Another generator completed. Freddy's in a really bad spot right now. He's getting split pressured on different gens. Now, if you do play solo queue, and you don't know what to do and you're not comfortable with your ability to loop a killer, all you really have to do is work on an objective by yourself. If every player in the game does one generator, surely there's generally one player that's going to be able to do 2 gens or do 1 gen and loop the kill and keep the pressure off while one other player does 2 gens too. It will not help you pit, but it will help you, get through your trials at a quicker rate. That being said, how do you counter that as a killer? Well, Freddy Krueger hasn't baited his teleports at all. I've seen him do it once. He's never taken his teleports. He's never... Because that has such a small cooldown when you bait a teleport, he should be very careful. He can come over here. That makes perfect sense based on the fact he's got a hook now. He might have Pop Goes the Weasel. About to find out by checking that generator. Pop Goes the Weasel. I am still awake for another half a minute. I'm in a pretty comfortable spot too. I can run around this entire loop. See if he comes back through. I didn't see him come back through, and I can take this massive loop while not in chase of him. Now, if he couldn't put me to sleep because he was somebody at 115% movement speed, this would be devastating for him. Rather than running through, I'll take him a little bit away. Pallet's already been used. It's unfortunate. I can take him over here, though. He knows that I was working on the gen. He would have seen the other two doing no gens and healing on barbecue. I'm going to take a hit in the back for my greed here, I believe. I had a little bit of collision when I was running. I was bumping into things, and because I was bumping into things, I had a gut feeling that he'd be able to get that hit. Now, I have a great window on the left, even though there's no pallet. He won't have much prep here. Let's see how he responds to this. Took him too long to come around the corner, so he's trying to cut me off there. Or he's baiting a teleport. Take him to a completely different loop. And he already lost another generator. I gave him no pallets, took 1 hit in the back. He might have no it. We're not 100% sure. Try and play towards the hill because I've got another teammate coming in here. Won't need to because I will beat him and I don't hear the heartbeat from Mr. Krueger. Now, if you look at the bottom left, you can see synchronized healing between, or synchronized sleeping between 3 people. That means 3 people had adrenaline on the team and 1 person did not. Very unfortunate for Freddy. It was a hard game for him. In my opinion, Freddy overcommitted to his chases a little bit too long, which has resulted in his demise. He doesn't have no-ed. He might have blood warded, I'm not sure, towards the end of the trial, like right now. This teammate has already gone through the map looking for the person who did take a hit, knowing that the killer has no form of lethality. I am awake. I do not have borrowed time, so I will not be able to hook save this guy effectively. If you are asleep against Freddy, then you cannot save either if you have borrowed time, because it will be essentially farming your allies if you didn't have the perk. So you got to make sure you're awake for it. He is in the basement. Best thing that can happen here is he sees me. He sees me right now running all the way over here, and he chases me because my ally is coming in for that incredible play. Not going to respect it. I'm going to wait right here. It's going straight back in. Good play by him. All teammates are asleep, therefore we're in a bad spot right now. He can force the farm. I'm at the back here. He missed, even better. I don't know why you'd go left. You guys shouldn't all stack up on the window like that. Oh my lord, I don't know what is happening here. I'm taking a hit. I don't even think that door's prepped. The door isn't even prepped. I'm going to camp the pallet, stun him, and then leave. That was very delayed. I pushed that button twice on spacebar, so now I'm going to go down for that. I think it was because I pulled my character a little bit too far away from that, but that's unfortunate. They can reconvene, they can heal, and they can make a play towards me. The bad news is I'm in front of an exit gate. The good news is they're within barbecue and chili range, therefore they can stack, they can group, they can heal, and he will not know. However, none of them are awake, therefore they cannot BT save me. I'm going to have to do some great dead hard playing. You can see by where the hook is right now, there's a little bit of latency, but it's nothing we cannot handle. They're grouped, they're stacking, they're healing. He should be able to tell based on how quickly these guys are healing. If they literally all run at him synchronizing, they can outplay him. If they split, they can too. The fact that they're all running away is not the right play, especially to help me. I think I might have to help myself here because it doesn't look like these guys are... This is one of the curses with solo queue. Every time you attempt to get off the hook, you cut 20 seconds off your life. Looks like none of them are trying to play to save me. It looks like my first hook will be my last hook, even though I came in to save those guys and I took a hit as well. Detective Tap is making a play, but unfortunately these other 2 guys don't have time. I cut 40 seconds off my life trying to make the play I'm doing now. Nobody's on the door. There's no pressure over here. Nobody's paying attention to the killer. If this girl does make a play, she's essentially trading. I'm going to have to go group, stack, heal, and then play back to Freddy. Now the bad news is he's already got the pallet. Alright, I'm in a very bad spot against this guy. I could play to the hill based on his bad movement there, and he did let go of chase. They're trying to play towards that door. We need a group, we need a stack, we need to heal somewhere else. I don't think these guys are synergizing their gameplay well anymore. They did prior. He's not dead. We could still really do this save quite easily. I can see where the other guy is. Even if these guys don't know what they're doing, if they just take a hit, we can make a proper play to save that person. And I'd move here. That way I've blocked his line of sight. We're right near the hatch as well. I wouldn't mind getting healed. That guy's waking up. Might be running borrowed time too. Person on the hook might have kindred. This player did have 120 seconds. This game is stalled out a lot longer than it needed to. There are no pallets around there. The correct play is somebody does the door. Freddy goes to the person on the door while somebody does a save, and then you all run for the other door. That, in this situation, is the right play. He's seen the guy on the hill. I need to wait for my dead hard before I be ambitious here, especially if I'm going to be forcing myself to take a hit. Don't run so he doesn't hear it. Walked right into the tree. I'm going for the door. I'm not going for the save. More points are involved going for the save, don't get me wrong. But I need to think about the team here, right? Going around that, starting this door. He ran right past. I don't know where he might be going to wake up. We could save her before struggle. I'm going to move into him to move out. Unfortunately, I couldn't really make a proper play there because I had collision on the sidewalk. If he chases me, I still have a little bit to work with. Somebody else is getting the save. The door is nearly done as well. He hit struggle, which is very bad considering I never got the door open. I am coming back to greed for the door. He took a hit. He's going to have to run away. I do have Iron Will. I don't know why she's still in front of the door. Why didn't she run through the map? He would have seen those crows despawn. I stepped in a puddle, which is very bad. He's terrified about Decisive Strike. That's good for us. That pallet's already been used. I should be able to make this window without Dead Hard. He let go of Chase after me immediately. If the other guy was with us and group stacked healed, we'd be in a much more comfortable spot. That door is so close to being open. It was the right play to go for it and not take the hook save on her. If I did take the hook save on her, she needed to run through the far right-hand side of the map. Both plays had both different consequences, keeping in mind that we are pretty late into this trial and there is going to be no pallets really to use against this Freddy anymore. I'm awake. My other teammate's awake. The slug on the ground. I don't expect Freddy to leave it. I don't have any good pallets around here to work with. I don't know where Mr. Kruger is. I need to physically see him. Alright, there he is there. If they are healing. He's had adequate time to pick her up. I still don't think he can cut me off because of Dead Hard. Dead Hard into a fast fall, so he can't make the hit. They were healing to my right. Good thing they spent all that time healing. Not sure about the movement there, bud. Not sure about the movement there. You see, in a situation like that, guys, that would be a perfect opportunity to split up. It's well been over a minute. A little bit of a sandbag by my teammate there, and I'm going to get a hit in the back for it too. No, he's going to get a hit in the back. This is one of those examples where these guys aren't really playing well as a team. The killer can only hit one person at a time, therefore splitting up and running close but far is still a really good play. If I can get this in time, we're going to be okay. We can run for that other door. This could work. He needs to know he needs to follow me like straight away. He can't panic. He needs to know exactly where he's going for this door. It's right behind there. You can always tell by the high pillars. Freddy is not even close by. We could slam the pallet if we wanted to be real cheeky. And unfortunately, Freddy's going to walk away with no kills. Even though he played pretty decent, I think he played remarkably fair then, and he rotated away. I'm going to wait in the exit gate and give him another hit on the way out. If he tries to hit me in the side, I'm going to just leave. Because if you get hit in the side, you have a higher probability of actually doing a backflip as well. Anyways, guys, that's going to be an educational, informative rank 1 survivor game, solo queue against Freddy. You see the team worked well when we applied split pressure, but towards the end of the game, there was a lack of synergy of when to go for the save. I didn't have borrowed time, so I couldn't be the hero that I normally would be trying to run in and save my allies, but I was there to take a hit. All in all, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. Make sure you hit that follow button or that subscribe button. I do educational DVD killer content 5 days a week over at Twitch if you want to tune into the live streams. Anyways, guys, take care, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the fog in the next video. Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be spawning in on Azarov's resting place. Now straight away you're going to notice in the bottom left hand side, I'm the Obsession, even though I do not have any form of Obsession perk. Now this map is shaped like a dumbbell in terms of gen placement and pallet loot. So the last thing you want to do is one side of the board and lead to a 3 gen. Corrupt Intervention means the killer is probably going to know that we're coming through the board to apply pressure on one side. You're going to have to be very careful. I'm wondering if we're going to be versing somebody like a Trapper or a Hag prepping heavy on one side. Haven't heard a heartbeat coming right through, so I'm thinking we're going to be maybe against a stealth-based killer, and that was a ghost face looking at us just then. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. Looks like my teammate's going to cut off in front. I know what I saw, and there he is right there, snapping him out of it. He has Corrupt on this side of the map. If he's going to be running a similar build to me, it'll be Corrupt, Sloppy Butcher, Discordance, and either Pop or Surge, but we're going to find out. I got to be mindful he can grab me from the right-hand side here, so I need to be very careful. The louder the gen gets, the harder it'll be to hear him coming from the right. I generally want to be M1'd rather than grabbed, of course. He's got pressure on 2 people. If he chooses to keep playing to this side of the board, it'll both be a clever and a bad call. If he does play to this side of the board, our play is to group up on the other end, heal, and then split. If he chooses to commit to a chase through the middle and eat the jungle gyms based on the fact no gens is completed, it's also a viable strategy. But it just really depends on what is going to happen right now. We're not 100% sure. What I don't want to happen is him to grab me or get a bit of stalk prep. One of my teammates has got healed. I got my generator halfway done. I'm not really focusing on my great skill checks as opposed to the fact that I'm focusing on just paying attention. Now that I can look in the bottom left and see my teammate is being, well, not chased, but we can hear the heartbeat coming over. Teammate is in between the pallet and he got mind gamed into a Pop Goes the Weasel, which is going to hurt here. It's very inconvenient because that generator I was applying pressure on. My teammate could have ran the killer anywhere across the board, but it was just wrong place, wrong time. Bad luck on their behalf and my behalf. Now the killer's going to hit that with Pop. I'm going to apply pressure here. At the end of the day, that was a really good move for my teammate if they knew that this guy was working on this generator. Because if they pulled the killer away, they wouldn't have known I was there. They would have seen this, and this gen gets done as well. The issue now is this gen still has a lot of pallets around it you can play. The gen down there doesn't. I should be able to snap him out of that. That was very unfortunate. The bus is open, so I'm going to make a stretch towards the bus. I was trying to pay attention to that. Nice easy window vault on the bus. Let's see how he plays. If he double vaults, not double vaulting. I'm going to walk, I'm going to walk, I'm going to run. I'm going to sidestep and go this direction. I do have a pallet here. I'm going to give him this for free. How close is he? I'm going to go through it. Wasn't going to respect it either. Make it look like I'm leaving. What does he do? I can play the side of this for the rest of my ability. They're going to be completing my generator for the rest of his stalk. Waiting for him to activate it and snap him out of it straight away. Make sure he can't apply pressure to these guys trying to complete this gen. It's about to expire. His instant down on me. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to sit on the unsafe spot. Because I had a gut feeling my teammates would try and complete this gen. Knowing where I'm sitting and I can take a hit is going to be good. The bad news is we've done 2 gens on one side of the board. Group stack heal, it's going to be a good play. There is a penalty to the heal, therefore we know this guy is going to be running Sloppy Butcher. What else do we know? We know that he's not coming over here because he has no reason. There is a pallet gone, but all the gens over here are completed. He did hit my other teammates, so he's probably looking at applying pressure towards a different side of the board. He doesn't have any real reason to stick to this side. He has eaten a lot of the pallets, but unfortunately, he doesn't have a 3-gen here to look to fall on for his late game. Only 2 gens are done. I know it's early days. We can see him in the middle of the map. Let's snap him out of it. Can't snap him out of it. He's not leaning though. That's good. It means it's going to take him 5 seconds as opposed to 2.5. I wouldn't stand in the open and try and snap him out of it like that. It's very ambitious. But if they're standing there and the killer's standing there, it's going to hurt him. I can run in and take a hit providing he snapped him out of it. If I need him to. He's okay. He could just play to me, right? As long as he's playing towards me. Killer looks like they're chasing me there. No, they sidestepped. If my teammate just ran towards me, I'd be able to take a borrowed time hit for him, the equivalent, based on the fact the killer wouldn't be able to down me in 1 hit. Unfortunately, he tried to loop the killer at a closer loop, rather than just running through the map to where there are a lot more jungle gyms to play with. It's okay, it's only the struggle hook. Applying pressure towards this generator means the killer will have a 3-gen on this side. The killer needs to make a decision. Do I hook him in the middle of the map? Do I pull him to this side of the board and apply pressure? Is that guy down in between a pallet? I don't know, I'm a little bit too far away. Somebody took a hit. That guy is currently being healed right now. We can tell by the bar flashing. Therefore, everybody is going to be altruistic and go for a save here. Getting the generator done. Could search the chest. It's in front of a door. Priority right now is to complete the generator. There will be 1 in the middle of the map and 2 over there. I can see the top of that generator there. I don't know where the second one is over there or the third one. Right now, it might look like I'm not doing much, but applying this pressure and stopping him from being able to win the game is important. The good news right now is this Jenny is so far done. If he comes over here and forces me off this gen, he has to stay with me until I give him both of these pallets. By the time that happens, that gentleman we just saw over there will have completed a gen on that side of the board. Therefore, he doesn't have a counterplay to what is happening right now because he can't blink through walls like a nurse can. Will he make the bait? He's going to run it down. I'm going to make sure I wave at him and he knows what direction to come. I'm going to stick on the gen. Looks like he played it really well. That's unfortunate. The good news is he's going to have to force me off this. Oh wow, I got a little stuck there. I'm not going to leave though. I'm going to just stay. I'm not too threatened by him. It's unfortunate I got stuck. If he lunges, I'm good. No respect, no lunge. I have to go. Teammates out of position there too. Gonna go around the back end of the hill. It's unfortunate he was there. He might have dead hard. Doesn't have dead hard. Now we're in a bit of a sticky spot. He picked the wrong guy up. That guy on the ground can be recovered. He needs his pop goes a weasel now, but he needs to come to me to stop me from doing this. I don't want to pop this until that guy's picked up in case he has adrenaline. I'm going to 99 this gen. I'm going to wait for that. I'm going to let the killer come over towards me. I'm going to pop this gen. I'm going to run in for an adrenaline play on my teammate. All my teammates are saved. He can make it before me. I'm going to wait for a BT hit. He's looking for a stalk here. Good play by Ghostface. However, it's just bad timing on his behalf. He's on the hill. Should be able to snap him out of it. Got him. Got him. All right, we want to play towards that door. The guy he prepped then is down in one hit because he has BT on him still. That's very good. It's either BT or Metal Man. I'm assuming it was BT. I have a pretty strong loop here with the God. I'm surprised he's coming over here. I'm still okay and comfortable. I'll tell you what I can do. I should have seen my teammate. I heard it too late. If he just plays to Shaq, I think he's going to come around the corner and look at me now. Yeah, he made that really obvious. I know the door's nearly done. He's going to be looking for a stalk hit here. Other door's open. Best part of this is I know where the other door is, and if you choose to stalk me, you're too far away, my dude. Too far away, the door is open. There's no way he's going to be able to close that gap. Somebody's going through the chest, and I'm in the exit gate right now. That's going to be game over. He didn't have an opportunity to stalk then. Anna had a very strong jungle gym, which we saved to the end of the trial. Remember, this side of the board he did have Corrupt on, and he could have played to. That is a broken key. Thank you. Alright guys, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was an informative, educational survivor game against Ghostface. I didn't loop him too much. I made the call-outs of where we needed to apply pressure, what his counterplay would have been as well, but unfortunately the map didn't go as well for him as we had hoped. I was in a 4-man pre-made, but not on comms, as you guys can currently tell. That being said, guys, GG's well played. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, Dead by Daylight killer and survivor content 5 days a week. If you want to tune into the live streams, it'd be my pleasure to have you here if you want to help me teach the people that are trying to learn a bit more about Dead by Daylight. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the fog in the next video. Alrighty guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in on Father's Chapel. Now straight away you can see I've spawned with a group of Nears. That being said, I'm going to go through the map away from them and try and apply pressure in a different direction. Father's Chapel is commonly known as a very killer-sided map, so because of that I'm going to have to play around it. I am in a duo Swift, however those two Nears were solo queue. Something else I've got to keep in mind is not one person on my team has any form of obsession perk, and nor does a killer have obsession add-ons, such as Michael Myers add-ons that can make you become the obsession and have considerably faster stalks. So there is nothing like that in the game. That's good. That means there's no save the best for last. There's not going to be no dying light. We're going to cut a lot of perks out in there. I don't really want to work on the generator to my right hand side based on the fact there's no defense for me when I'm on this. If the killer comes around the corner, it's going to be a Wraith, so he's not going to have too much threat. I can't do anything apart from take a hit in the back. My best play is going to be spin him. I can't play the hill because he's going to come straight through the hill. Showing you how bad this generator is, do you think it'd be a good time for me to leave it to the end of the game, or do it right now based on the fact that the killer's currently in chase of somebody else? The obvious answer is the killer's distracted. You heard him ring his bell, he M1. Did you hear him cloak? You didn't hear him cloak. Because he didn't cloak, chances of him continuing chasing that person, higher than normal. Now, he could have cloaked outside of range, so I didn't hear his disappearance. However, I'm going to go into the assumption he's committing to a chase behind Snow right now. For all I know, Snow's dropping pallets, but I do not know. What I do know is I got 2 people unaccounted for. I also know the other Nia was with that Nia. Therefore, 2 people might be in chase or near chase, not doing work, leaving 1 teammate available to be doing objective, and myself as well being available to do objective. Getting this generator done will be great. I'm not really worried. I saw movement to my right. That is an injured Nia. I'm going to move. You notice how I rotate so she can sit on the safer spot if she chooses to? That way I can take a hit for her if I need to. If she was on the safer spot, listen, she's not crying, so she has Iron Will. The Wraith doesn't have Strider. The Wraith would see me. I'd instantly run where I'm nodding now, take a hit, while she makes an evasive tactic around the back. So there was a lot of ways for that play to happen, but I don't think she understood what I was trying to do when I moved to the side. So just keep that in mind, yeah? I knew I was going to be the bait. If the Wraith came from the left, I could have taken a hit regardless, but as long as I showed the Wraith where I was and Nia stayed hidden, she would have been okay there. That being said, the Wraith didn't come after either of us. We did hear him ring his bell though, and that was a reappearance spell, so he cloaked outside of the range. Seeing if she has balanced landing, that's a negative. I know she has Iron Will, so she might be entwining it with Dead Hard as well. Jen is directly above me, near that generator. I'm going to go up the stairs because chances are my teammate's going to go out through the doorway or over the vault. The door is open here, so is the window. The correct play for Nia. Ooh, that was interesting. What do you know, mate? Did you see something? Alright, we're going to see what Steve has to offer. She fast vaulted, so I'm guessing she saw something. Oh, mate, you sure this is a good... Oh, bloody oath. Steve being an absolute trooper. Now, let me tell you something about this key. It's pretty bloody amazing. Now, why is it an amazing key? It has a Blood Amber add-on, which is that purple thing you can see in the far left, that little icon. That allows me to see the killer's aura when he's within 36 meters, or, you know, basically the heartbeat. I can channel the key, and that will tell me. Because this is a skeleton key, it has a 30-second channel. You still following me, beautiful? Okay, no worries. So basically, I can channel. I'll show you what I mean when the killer's over here. I can channel and see him through walls 32 meters away. It works very well, hand-in-hand with the perk called Spine Chill. We can hear the bell. Let's have a look. Where is he? There you go, he's glowing pink. Now, I can hold that down for 30 seconds. Obviously, the smartest play for me to do would be toggle it. That way I can prolong how long I can use the key because of that add-on. Unfortunately, I do not have the perk that he had to plunder this item, which is called Ace in the Hole. As if I did have it, it would allow me to preserve add-ons at the end of the trial. But it was a very lucky find for him. If she kept running at me, I could have done a presidential save for her. But she didn't. She tried to sidestep. I would have been able to get in the way and take that hit. If he misses 2 more times... Ooh, no, it's not going to happen. I'm going to crouch and look down. Bit of a sausage. Can't really help that. He's regressing the gen. Now, you notice how quickly he broke that? The good news there is I know his add-ons now. He has an add-on called the Serpent, which allows him to reappear when he breaks something. I'm going to go take the long route round here so we can take the window. So he's got the Serpent, and he has a very rare add-on, which is going to allow him to... Oh, I took bad pathing, but I think I can get away with this. Pallet's already gone, which is very, very bad for me. And just like that, I can utilize a window from unique pathing through there. He, however, can cut me off. I'm going to have to medium vault this, which is bad. I don't have much of a choice in the matter. He does have... He's going to expect me to... Yeah, he's playing that too much. I made it too obvious that I had no intention of doing that. Clicking on the hill, we know where Nia is as well. Hi, beautiful. Alright, he's got regression on this through Pop Goes the Weasel too. A little bit of a unique pathing hurt him. Unfortunately, he has overcharge too, and I did mistime it. I don't know. Well, there he is right there. He's coming towards me. The good news is he's moving at 126.5% movement speed, so he's really slow. He's going to make himself re-unknown. She should have stayed hidden because he's chasing me here. I could have played this loop very simply. So he's got an add-on that's going to allow him to vault at a much faster rate. And allow him to break stuff at a tremendously quicker rate too. So it is common for people to run Bamboozled with this and go straight through a window. It is a very fun and exciting build to run on Wraith, especially on a map with a lot of pallets that is condensed, something like Hawkins, for example. Now, nobody played an offering for this, so I was just RNG being on the killer's side. He's got 2 gens left. I've given him no pallets. I've taken no hits. I've done 1 objective. I've done 2 objectives. I'm applying pressure to my 3rd. This is very good. I'm going to let her take the window based on how she moved. And I'm going to take much wider pathing. So you got to understand to respect your teammates' movement and don't accidentally sandbag them. Going to use the key. No point in using the key. I know he has pop, so I know he's going to come straight over here. I also know this generator is nowhere near done. Therefore, there's no point in trying to greed for it. Won't be able to get it done, my dear. Here he comes. He's going to kick and reappear. Remember, I do have borrowed time. I'm hoping he doesn't cloak when he comes back. I'm going to just do the save nice and early and see how he responds to that. We've got a generator over here. Hopefully he didn't get pop on this either. Notice how I take the unsafe spot straight away and allow my teammate to have either spot which he deems necessary to be more safe. That way I can take a hit if I need to. That generator's getting a lot of regression there. I still have 1 teammate who's unaccounted for, the Nia without a flashlight. And we're going to just keep stacking on this generator with my allies. Somebody did take a hit then. This guy is injured. That person taking the hit was the Nia with the flashlight. Therefore, the other Nia is still MIA. For all I know, she's about to complete a generator. If my teammate wants a heal, he'll stand crouched underneath the generator. If he doesn't stand crouched, I know he'll want me to just run away. He just kept running. That makes me think he has adrenaline. There's 1 generator left. I could use the key for more channeling, but I don't really have an opportunity to do it. Each piston on the generator that is chugging at a very fast speed represents approximately 22% of what is completed on a gen. Couldn't really do much there. That's unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time. The good news is I have my key, and I can see exactly if he tries to double back right now. No double back. Gotta remember to let go of the key though, or you can't take the window. I channeled it a lot then because I didn't want to walk into a cheeky play. The other Nia who was unaccounted for did a generator. My teammate did have adrenaline like I did call out too. No no-ed from the killer. I am at an okay loop as well against this player as well, so I'm not in a really bad situation. We'll 99 the door. We'll go and try and help our teammate. The second we hear the heartbeat, we'll channel the key and we'll go straight towards the killer knowing that they have no form of lethality and they can't get me down. Even if he had Devour Hope, he doesn't have enough stacks. Therefore, we're in a pretty comfortable spot to assist our teammates right now. That's going to be done. He's already gone down. That's really bad. I'm going to walk now rather than run over. This way I get my dead hard back, and I can use it to recover from a mistake. I don't know if he's in between a pallet. Let's see what's currently going on. Took a free hit in the back. I might actually be able to run and make something here. That is a negative. Let him see me, not her. Or she got spotted then. Well, I am in a bit of a pickle. The other girl's crouched behind that, not that rock, but that barrel if you saw it. You stay hidden. You stay hidden so he comes over here and he tries to apply pressure towards me. You stay hidden. Don't heal. Don't... That was a mistake. That was a really good play. I think aim assist hurt that guy. Don't heal her. I gotta get in the way first. That way he hits me. Okay, you wanted to 99 the heal, force the hit, and then make the play for it. There's a borrowed time save as well. Where's everyone gone? Killer scattered to the right-hand side. I'm over by a door that's prepped. I don't know if that door's prepped. It would appear it is prepped. Nobody here can take a hit. The play for my teammates now is get past the killer, come back through the center of the board, find me, we group, we stack, we heal, we make a play. Otherwise, this player will die, and there's nothing I can really do about it if I'm the last person left in the trial. I'm expecting the other Nia to be waiting for a flashlight. She was, but she was late with it as well. If she sees me right now, if you see me, sweetie, come with me, darling, so we can actually save this girl. If you come with me and we say... Okay, the thing here is if we hide and heal, we can come back and we can all take one hit each, then save with BT and have another hit taken too. Otherwise, nobody can take a hit. So we just go from 3 hits to no hits. There's no real play for me to save this person. I'm still going to try though, but it's very awkward. I'm going to use this to see where the killer is. He just rang his bell. Now that he has no heartbeat, I can't see him. There he is right beside me. I'm going to just keep running towards the door. I know he can't catch me. I know he's going to go back as well. I've got my dead hard and I'm too close to this door. It's a pity because if I found the other Nia, we could have group healed. He still can't catch me because of what I have here. I have my dead hard. Plenty of time left, plenty of room. That gave the other Nia a massive window to save. It was very silly for him to leave with the door open that close, but at the same time, we could have got away with that by going for a group heal. So let's actually see how this ends. Managed to get the heal, perfect timing. It's unfortunate for the Wraith to greed for that. I actually think the Wraith let that player go. Anyways, guys, that was an educational rank 1 Dead by Daylight Survivor game. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative DBD killer and Survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch. If you guys want to tune into the live streams, if you think you know everything about DBD, you can help me teach the people that don't. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the fog in the next trial. Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be sporting in against a plague. Now we already heard the well, we can see the corrupt well over there. I have 2 teammates that spawned together, therefore there was no secret offering played by the killer, which we generally tell by going into the other menu. I'm going to press Shift W left click to animation cancel, allowing me to grab the item out of the chest at a much quicker rate. I just want to quickly let you guys know as well, I'm in a 3-man pre-made, not a 4-man. Just in case anyone was curious. One of my teammates is infected. Cold Tower is a very fun and exciting map. He should take a hit in the back and preserve the pallet. Killer shouldn't have respected in that situation and walk straight through. It's an important pallet to get out of the way, considering the guy will become damaged over time anyways. Respecting it would be a mistake. My teammate would have no intention of dropping that pallet based on the fact he knows he's going to be infected and hit anyways. He'll try and force the M1 and play off that. We can see the plague in the left-hand side of the screen. This is good for us to know she's going through the middle of the map. 2 people stacking on a gen. We're going to get it done in 47.5 seconds. Now, the plague is a direct counter to Iron Will. The good news here is she doesn't appear to have Discordance. I personally highly recommend Discordance, Pop Goes the Weasel, Infectious Fright, and Corrupt Intervention on a plague gamer. If the heartbeat was to start right now, I would use the toolbox for the rest of the generator, but it didn't. She's gone right through. It looks like she's vomiting on things. That's a very large Infectious Fright range. She might actually have Modern Abuse as well, being honest, because that felt very far away. It felt outside of 32 meters. I do not necessarily want to work on this generator, as this is a safe platform gen. I want somebody to know what I plundered from another chest. That way they can grab that, come in straight up, and they don't even bother checking the chest over here. I'm going to save that generator for late game. Having a height advantage over killer and multiple different directions I can drop down is going to really benefit me. Not as much as a broken key. Okay, broken key is probably the worst item you could ever plunder in Dead by Daylight. It has no effect at all. Very long stutter on the window. 100% got modern abuse. That was bad movement by me. I'm in trouble now. I'm going to take vomit on the back. I'm going to crouch. I'm going to hide. I want to run past her and play window. Good play by her. All she has to do is put a little M1 in my back, but she missed, which is good. I'm already sick. A bit generous on that hit, but that's fine. I'm not going to go far. If she chases me, that's even better. Alright, now we're 100% sure she has modern abuse. I'm going to go right here rather than left. Yep, she tried to think I'd play the camp pallet. Had no intention of playing around it. I'm going to come work on this gen with my teammate. Remember, modern abuse, she's going to get very close without us being able to react. Looks like he's got to use the pallet, unfortunately. She's going to force him away from it. I'm going to wait here. Now, you've got to be mindful that you don't want to cleanse on a well against a plague. That's something you don't want to do. You want to save that for the late game. Just showing you that a 32-meter tear radius killer at 115% movement speed with a 24-meter tear radius because of modern abuse, she can still do work and still get nice and creepy around corners. So what do we know? We know she has corrupt intervention. We know she has infectious fright. We know she has modern abuse. The only perk that is missing there is stability or regression on gens. She could have surge or pop. If I was running the build she has, I'd go for surge over pop. But I have a gut feeling she'll actually be running pop instead. We got multiple people on different gens. Multiple pallets have been consumed. Hopefully we don't make bad movement here. He can play that. David, you got to be very careful with your movement. David out of position, getting really surprised by modern abuse coming over his shoulder. Somebody cleansing at a well was a very big mistake right now. We should have kind of saved that towards the end of the game. She got regression on a gen that was nowhere near done. David's already sick, so he's going to continue to work on this. I saw the other gen was nearly done. Once this is completed, I will go in for it. I have prolonged the really strong jungle gym. I've made sure not to give her any phenomenally good pallets. I'm going to leave nice and early here. David King is very ambitious. She's still pretty far away here. Infectious Fright shows us what is going to happen right now. Somebody has to go down. And it looks like that somebody is going to be me unless I can make this pallet, which she respected nice and early. You're going to dead hard early. I'm going to wait at it. I don't want to camp a pallet, but she made a bad play because she's losing that corner generator now. As she get that completed, I can go through the map, play this pallet here, play to the jungle gym again. I am exhausted. Think of all the time she just wasted. This is very good for us. In fact, I can even make the house in the center and turn right if she commits to the chase, and then play the loop that I wanted to play. Now the issue here is she's overcommitting to her chases, and we can punish her something fiercely for that. I don't see her. I don't know where she went. I think she might have went up the staircase. I have to be very careful. I don't like camping in between a pallet. You can hear another generator upstairs is nearly completed, but she doesn't have any form of regression or stability on it. She's coming over to me. I'm going to run all the way around, and I'm going to go through again. Need to make sure she's going to be committing to behind me, and she is. It's good. Let's go back through the window. She's still not in chase, which is phenomenal. I'm going to run this loop one more time, knowing that she won't be able to catch up to me. I'm taking information of the other vault that I have access to. She already let go of chase. She's had to go. She's committing too much time. My teammate is here. He will complete the generator. I don't want to make him infected. I am still exhausted. I know the gen down in the left-hand corner was nearly completed as well, but I have a good gut feeling if she left this jungle gym, that's exactly where she went to. We'll be able to see her in the open. David Kin reacting. Unfortunately, he didn't react quick enough. I think he's going to get punished in the back unless he has a phenomenal dead hard. It's actually a pretty good map for this killer, but unfortunately, modern abuse is not the way. Now, I know that I can cleanse it well based on the fact that we're going to be looking at that generator popping in the next couple of seconds. I will have BT to save my ally as well. Looks like she already knows my play. She's going back in. I don't want to cleanse close to her. I'd rather cleanse away. This will allow her to grab her power up. Now, the Plague does by default start with one corrupt well, but she didn't grab it the entire game. It went by so fast. She never had a window apart from at the beginning of the trial. She has no infected well around her, which is really good for us. As long as she doesn't see all my scratch marks here, she's running all the way over there straight away to get that. The good news is I'm coming in. I'm going to be able to save Mr. King. She needs to channel vomit me in the back, not hit me. That was a big mistake by her. Now Mr. King has BT on him. If she channel vomited me and made me infected, she wouldn't have given me the sprint burst that I just got just then. Looks like she's committing to this chase, which is nice. I have a pretty great pallet here on both sides. Nothing she can do there. You're already waving me over, so the door's 99. She's breaking that. The time I vault, you'll be on the door, and there's nothing the Clay can do in this situation. She needed to mind game that, but I was paying attention to a jungle gym I had on the right-hand side, which was a really strong loop at the beginning of the trial. Anyways, guys, that's going to be an educational, informative Survivor game against the Plague. She played really well. She had good pressure at the beginning of the trial, but unfortunately, she overcommitted to her chases, and because of that, she lost through split pressure. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, Dead by Daylight, killer, and Survivor content 5 days a week over Twitch. If you guys want to tune into the live stream, if you think you know everything about DVD, you can help me teach the people that don't. Anyways, guys, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the fog in the next video.